Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about income inequality. This should get your ass moving. This is motivational day. You know how we do it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's always working just to be the best. So everybody, welcome. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. Income Inequality Day, but first, we have a little sponsorship. Members, we got things going on. So first up, that's right, don't forget the merch. We got the merch at StopStrugglingNow.com website. Go see that SSN merchandise. Show a little love, show a little support. We got these motivational sayings, entrepreneur sayings. And then, of course, Tifosi sunglasses, TifosiOptics.com. I'll have a link down below for both. And then the new one, for those who are trying to create wealth, don't forget about that app, Webull. Get your free share of stock. And then deposit 100 or more, get another free share of stock. Okay, now, let's get down to business. That inequality, that income inequality, everybody thinks it's no big deal. But what you don't realize is if you're working, then when you go to the grocery store, you recognize the prices have increased. When you go to the gas pump, you recognize prices have increased. No matter what part of the day or where you go to shop, you know prices have increased. Why? Because when the feds are pumping, like today, $38 billion into the market, printed money, that means your money is worth less. There's more money added to the money supply. Think about it. This ain't rocket science. Now, come on. And there's one other thing I'm going to show you guys shortly. If you feel a squeeze, if you feel like you just can't make ends meet, there's a reason. They want you to keep working, be an employee, a worker bee. So what are you going to have to do? Do it the Stop Struggling Now way. Start your own business, because that's the only way you can equal the playing field. The playing field is not equal, no matter what the propaganda is in America. Now, with all that said, let's get down to it. I'm going to show you something. If you knew that the wealthiest own 90% of the wealth, and only 10% of the wealth is left to the 98% of the population, would you think that's a fair, level playing field? I don't think so either. That's why we're doing this channel, so everybody can get up to par. We got to backdoor our way up to wealth, because a lot of people are not wealthy. In fact, the lowest economic scale is negative. And like I said, all rising tides lift all boats. And in America, they're not trying to lift all boats. They give you the propaganda. Get an education, go to school, get a job, get your Social Security, get a pension. That's all propaganda. That was good in 1945, 1950, but now it's 2000 era. That's no longer any good. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you from CBS News. They explained it best using the American pie. So I'm going to show you myself, because you guys don't have to listen to me. You hear me talk about this all the time. But a lot of you aren't acting upon doing anything. Check it out.
The growing gap between rich and poor Americans is one of the biggest challenges facing the country. Get this, the richest 1% controls more wealth now than at any time in more than a half century. You want to talk about wealth inequality in America?
Not really.
But off it? Not so much.
Hey, you want to talk about wealth inequality? Oh, another time. We'll catch you later.
So,
We got some free pie here. Free pie?
we turned America's economic pie into a real one
This is the American pie.
and found a lot more people willing to address a simple question. Who gets what?
We have 5 plates.
Alrighty.
This represents everybody in America.
Okay.
So you've got your wealthiest 20% all the way down to your poorest 20%. And that is the American pie.
The pie itself represents about $98 trillion of household wealth in America. We asked people to dole it out as accurately as possible.
I guess start off with 2 slices.
On the
Here?
wealthiest? Okay.
Yeah.
How many pieces of the pie would you put on the middle class?
Put 4.
4, all right. That's the middle class.
Let's do half a piece to the poorest.
Like right in the middle there?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we're gonna have to move some of the wealthiest to the lower class.
How much?
2 pieces.
To the lower middle?
Lower middle class.
Okay. So can I show you what reality looks like?
Not like this, obviously.
Unfortunately not.
No one was even close.
So it's actually 9 pieces of pie.
Wow.
Yeah. 90% of the wealth is right here in the top.
That's terrible.
Now, the upper middle class and the middle class, they share 1 piece. So these guys, they've got about 80% of a piece. They get 20% of a piece. And then the lower middle class, they've got 0.3% of a piece. Yeah, they have some crumbs there. There you go. That's what they get. And the poorest, they have no pie. In fact, they have less than no pie. They actually have a bill for pie. They're in pie debt. They owe pie.
People in the poorest 20% are, on average, more than $6,000 in debt.
It's very sad.
Yeah?
It's very sad. It's very depressing. I grew up here.
Really?
Uh-huh. That was me.
Let me show you something else. So even if you just look at the wealthiest and you go to the top 1%, so the wealthiest 1% of everybody, these people alone have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 slices of pie. What do you think?
I want to know who these people are.
Is that what you expected?
Not at all. Disturbing.
Very interesting, isn't it? See how small of a pie you actually have? So you out here running around, buying these cars, acting like you hobnobbing with the rich and famous, showing me these damn cars that go down in value, watches go down in value, start showing me these little things you can trade off and on. No, you better get your piece of the pie right now, and that piece of the pie is the internet. Get your social media accounts, get your website accounts, get your property, intellectual property today. Stop delaying, because the longer you delay and the longer you stop producing your own income and creating your family's wealth, the longer there's going to be income inequality, and the longer it's going to take you to get back to the top. Because you surely aren't thinking that the billionaires and millionaires are looking out for your best interest, are you? You do realize while you're going to work, your boss has the priciest cars, the biggest house. You're getting the trickle down. But again, you have to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week to make ends meet. Meanwhile, the CEOs pay? How about this? Since 1970s, how about a 300 to 400% increase in CEO pay? But yet, minimum wage is still the same. Your paycheck isn't increasing 10%, 20% a year, is it? Come on, wake up. Now, in the next few weeks, I'm going to start showing you guys a few things. I'm going to start from scratch. And what I mean by scratch is, I'm going to go online. I'm going to show you how to start an LLC. We're going to go through some LLC templates. We're going to go through some thoughts on how to form, so now you have a company. So let me give you some food for thought. We have StopStrugglingNow, for instance.com. I have SSN merchandise, for instance, right? Got these bugs out here in Florida. So we have all these things that could be potentially intellectual properties, YouTube channels. My goodness, a lot of bugs out here. So, but we're still working, ain't gonna stop us, but nonetheless, intellectual property, I have it, we have it, I have it, right? So I gotta put this into the LLC, that's some profits. What else do you hear me say? Set up yourself with when it comes to LLCs. We're talking about stocks. You gotta say there's a value. So whether you put in $1 million, 3 million, 5 million, you set a value, 10 cents, 5 cents, 1 penny, I don't care what it is, but the bottom line of the story is you say your account says 500,000, 1 million, whatever you want to call it, that's what your capitalization is on paper. Think about it. Isn't that what you want? You want to increase your family's wealth, your wealth. So that's what we're talking about here. Income inequality is a thing, but you can do something about it. Stop working for the man. Work for yourself. Work for the man and then work for yourself. Either way, you have to start working for yourself. How many times do I have to explain this? This is motivational day. Get up off your ass, make a move when you get off work tonight or late night or in the morning. Spend an hour on yourself. Create something. And in social media marketing age, this is the equal playing field. You can sell to the world. You're not restricted. So why do you think they tried to get rid of the net neutrality rule? Because that way they can stop you. Don't you get it? What part of this aren't you getting? They're going to try and stop you going, okay, this guy gets to have more speed than you because they're Google. This guy gets to have more speed than you because they're Microsoft. This guy gets more advertising space because they're Google, they're Microsoft, they're Amazon. Squeeze out the middleman. Come on now. This is so disgusting what's happening, and people are drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. This is from ground zero, ground up. You put one step in front of the other. You put in work day one. Put in work year one. Put in work year 5. Who knows how long it's going to take you to be successful? Because every day they're printing money. That means money is worth less. That means you have to make more down the road to equal what you're making today. Are you hearing me? That's right. I'm livid about this because every day I hear the feds are putting money into banks. 50 billion, 30 billion, 40 billion, 90 billion. They're not giving you any money. Who do you think own these banks? I call them the Fed banks. Chase, Wells Fargo, B of A. Come on, those are Fed banks. Them crispy dollar bills are going in their hands. That's why they're trying to depress the stock. They depress the precious metals market. They make sure that they're down. They make sure that crypto is, they're calling it counterfeit, fake, and all that. Why do you think they're doing all this? It's because if there's an alternative currency, if there's an alternative way to make money and bypass this dollar bill, that's why they're threatened. Because they can only hold things over you when you have to use a dollar bill to spend money. Are you hearing me? And in fact, down in the comment section, I hear you would be nice if somebody comments, I hear you. Because then I know somebody's actually going to do something about it. They're going to change their life and they're going to change their future. Because you can't sit here and go, hey, I made $1 million. I'm going to tell you again, how many millionaires you know sit on their couch eating bonbons? That's right, none. Because their money has to work for them. And as soon as their money or their streams of income slow down, they have to figure out where the next stream of income and money is going to come from. This isn't a linear thing. Once you reach that plateau, you don't get to sit back and watch the daisies grow. Come on. How much more do I have to implore you? Stop struggling now way. Don't let anybody stop you from doing your dreams, your goals, your business, your ideas. Because you know why? Like I always say, 9 times out of 10, those people are working 9-to-5 jobs. They feel they're safe until you work for Sears. And then you find out your pension is not going to be paid. Until you work for a car company and find out your pension is not going to be paid. It was stolen. How much more of this are you going to listen to before you start getting into some work biz? Before you start looking out for yourself? Come on. That's all I got to say today. And I want to thank everybody for listening, thank everybody for watching, and thank you for getting us over 4,000 subscribers. We're approaching. We're going to get near that 5,000. So you know there's going to be gifts, some sort of contest going on. And once again, you know you're going to have to jump through hoops to win the contest, just like in life. So with all that said, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. Stop faking. When you go to the store, you see it. When you go buy something, you see it. Quit playing with yourself. Get down to business now. Nobody's stopping you. Like I told you before, you're the only fool stopping yourself. Don't blame it on anybody else when you're not successful either. I don't want to hear it. That somebody else has more money when they started. Somebody else got a gift, a grant, or whatever else. You don't need none of that. Today you can start anything with zero money. I've showed you how. There's plenty of videos I've done. No excuses. So with all that said, keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.